Hi, my name is Christoph Müller. I'm the product manager of Gravity Global. So we released 1.14 with the build number 03. That's the one who's going live. I have to admit, not much features for the end user. This is mainly a security release. A couple of months ago, we had a Swiss security company check on Gravity Global, mainly to make sure we are totally secure around the admin side and the inject script. Luckily, we don't have a breach, but there were a lot of recommendations. And in the last couple of months, we built around these recommendations how to make Gravity more secure in all areas of it. And 1.14 is that build who covers all these different aspects of security. So without further ado, let's jump directly into it. First of all, if we go to settings, there's a new tab, and not a new tab, but this tab has more features in it now, the admin side. Before it was the UI mode, which defines if it's a config endpoint or just a Gravity configuration side or both of it, which is called all. So default is mainly the normal mode. So what's new here is we have now a session timeout configuration, which is set by default to half an hour. What it means is that the admin side, if you leave it, if you go away, drink a coffee, it will log you automatically off. Just before, it was not there, the session stayed open as long as you will be in there. So technically, it would be possible to steal here a cookie and use it on your on the theft's computer to log into the admin side. So right now you can go on and set the session to half an hour to 10 minutes, whatever you like. On the other hand, also a new form is the trusted domain, which you as a default can add your current domain. So what it means is that prevents cross-site requests. So what it means is that we have the response header of that site only responds to that particular URL. Okay, it sounds a little bit technical, but what it actually does, if you activate here a URL, our server will only give answer to that particular URL. So nothing in between can receive the answer from our server. And also new, what's really new is that tab here, which is an antivirus tab where you can add an antivirus server, mainly the Clam AV service, which you can host on your own. Therefore, you can get the URL and the port ID, or you can make use of a service we offer in the cloud. So you can, either way, you can connect to that service. You'll see here it's kind of indicated as green, so it works on that particular demo machine here, or demo server. And you actively need to check here the checkbox to activate antivirus protection here. So what it does is everything you import and export from the admin side, so mainly that function here, if I want to export here the configuration and plugins and hotspots, so that file, when I import it again, so if I basically do that session here, if I choose a file, that file will be scanned. So if it contains inject script or other kind of threads. Also, if you upload a PDF file from the end user view, like here, if I decide to, let's go to edit here, if I decide to upload a PDF here, instead of a link, that file get also scanned for inject script to do something malicious or whatever. Also, all image files that are uploaded here also get scanned for viruses and inject script mainly. Okay, we'll leave it here, go out of the edit mode. Okay, also new is if we look into a specific site, just take here the SharePoint site I have open here. So what is it, this SharePoint here? If I go to edit. So what is new, we have here a checkbox saying allow embedded code. So as you might remember, every callout can contain embedded code who connects to a file, who connects to an iframe, do whatever kind of things. So by default, this is now deactivated. So what it means is if an author goes into edit and choose here the type of callout, which is here text only, so you will see that text and embedded code is grayed out. So it cannot be chosen for that reason. So, but if I turn it around and say allow the embedded code and save it. So if I go here again, do an edit, it's here again. Okay. But let me disallow that again for the demo purposes. Okay. If we stay here, also pretty new, or was a complaint that you can choose whatever password you want to have. So if I add user here by name, user, call it user, and I use a password like 123, and do 123, that still works for that user. I mean, it's not pretty safe, but actually it works because no one actually creates a user that way. But if I decide to give it a Gravity administrator, we will see that we have now requirements for the new password. In fact, so it says it needs to be a length of 12 and some complexity in it, but if we decide to create a password like one number, so we have and one special character, like and the lowercase and one uppercase, and we need to have a length of 12, so we're green. This is the way actually it works here. Okay, let's go out. No, I don't want to save that password. So, and last but not least, let me go here to an auto server to demonstrate that one. If I go into settings again, into admin side settings, we have now the possibility to have two-factor authentication activated for the admin side. So it works with most of the two-factor authentication apps like Google, like the one from Google or from Microsoft or from Authy, whatever you use on your own. We use here Authy. So what happened actually, as you can imagine, if I'm logging out, I use my password here. If I do a login, I need to enter a one-time password. That, of course, is just valid here for 1 second. Now it's like for 30 seconds, so it looks like this. And in fact, you don't know. So if I type in here my pattern, so here it is. So here we are again. So you wonder, you can deactivate it at any time, of course. What also here, if I'm having here an administrator user like this, I can reset the multi-factor authentication for that particular user, so I have to regenerate the keys again for when the first time he logs in, just in case he loses the mobile phone or any other devices he's using for activate the multi-factor authentication. It makes a lot of sense if you use our SaaS offering, but of course you can use it in any scenario if that fits for you. So, in fact, we have there are a lot of other security options who are mainly focus on how cookies are treated, all this kind of thing. They are very technical and not very good demonstratable. But the things you can use out of the Gravity administration side. I've just displayed here. If you want to see what else has changed in regards of security, please go to the release notes. Or if you are interested in the penetration test results, so please get in contact with me or with us, and we send the final report under an NDA to you, and we discuss it with you how things are fixed on this build and upwards. So that was it from my side. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. See you around, and hope for a positive feedback from you all. Bye.